Atelier has gotten a creative director. Now we are a team, 2 people working on Atelier, trying to make this company become a reality, trying to make the ideal atelier. Little steps, but we're going in the right direction. Now Atelier is no longer in my head, it's a team, we're working together, and we're seeing progress. The person who's joined the team is my partner, Ichiaso, who is now also partner of Atelier. And we've been together some years, and it has been very interesting seeing how design is a craft. You think, or I used to think that design was just something that comes from inspiration, then you have a drawing, and then you have a design. But actually you find, when you are with someone who's a designer, you spend a long time with them, that design is a lot about craft as well. Not just that they collaborate with artisans, but that there is such a thing as like good design. Design's been well worked through. So it's very exciting to have a very good professional designer being the creative director of Atelier. And then we have 2 more things to share this week, because we've been working on the principles of the aesthetic of Atelier, of the company in itself, and we've been doing a lineup of the first 5 garments we're going to make. So that's very exciting, and I want to share that with you right now. So the last week we've been working on this wall. This is the wall of our living room, and now it's the wall of Atelier. Because it has the principles of Atelier and now the lineup of the 5 garments we're going to do first. So first I'd like to talk to you about the principles of Atelier. At the top of our list there are 3 points: idealistic, uncompromising, and excellence and perfection. Perfection, I have a very good definition that I've stolen, that is that perfection is a lot of things done well, a lot of small things done well. It's from a very good chef who thought that if you just do a lot of little things well, at the end you will have practical perfection. Then Atelier is all about idealism, because I will not bring anything new to craftsmanship except for an uncompromising view. I think about craft as an admirer and from an economist perspective. But really I think that what craftsmanship needs is idealism. That someone who takes it seriously and who thinks that it's worth being shown at the same level as luxury is today. So I think that's why we need idealism and uncompromising, because craftsmanship in its nature, there are a lot of compromises that can be made. Like if you're trying to do something excellent, along the way there will be many opportunities to make something just a little bit better that's good enough. But really what's important with doing Atelier and with any craftsmanship company is to be uncompromising, to really like look for the best, look for the ideal, and then go for it. And there are two things we are inspired by. One is to show the beauty of craft, and one is to show the beauty of nature. Nature is wonderful. It's something that you can wonder at. You can see, wow, this sunrise is beautiful, this tree is beautiful, or I think there is an inexhaustible wealth of wonder in nature, and I think that is a great inspiration. I think people who admire nature can go on admiring nature all their lives. And the same thing about craftsmanship. I think craftsmanship is great because it's not about the final product, it's not about luxury. It's about striving for excellence. And at least I think we can admire people who strive for excellence infinitely. Atelier is also about making meaningful objects. And that means that you have an emotional attachment to the object. If you know that something was made for you and was made well and made the best that it could be, it is worth a lot to you. Not only are you willing to pay a lot for it, yes, but you can keep it and it will be not just something that's valuable to you, something that's meaningful to you. If you have a watch that was your grandfather's, that's meaningful. And so more meaningful than maybe a more expensive watch that's brand new. Or if you have if you meet an artisan, a maker of ceramics, who makes a pot for you, and maybe a teapot, that teapot can bring you joy every time you use it. Not just because it's a good teapot, but because you have this memory attached to it. It is a meaningful object to you. And instead of having a lot of meaningless objects that are just filling up your life, it's good to have, I think, objects that are meaningful, that give you joy on another level than just possessing them. And with that comes stories, so there should be a story attached to every object, and you should be able to take care of your object. If you have something that's meaningful to you, you want to be able to repair it and take care of it, and that's very important. And then the last bit of Atelier, besides being bespoke, which is also attached to meaningful objects, is a stoic internal validation. That means that Atelier can have a calm, like the people of Atelier should have a calm that comes from stoicism, that comes from do the best that you can and then accept what happens. And that means that you don't have to think about what other people think of you. It's funny because I'm doing a vlog, but I'm trying to show the beauty of Atelier and the beauty of craft. And I would like to share that with as many people as possible. But I try not to care what happens. I'm going to try and do my best over as long as time as I am able. And then I'll see what happens. And I think I can accept anything that happens, really. I hope that Atelier will be a success. I hope people will like it and buy it and work with me. But as long as I do my best, that's enough, I think. And that's the concept behind Atelier as well. And with that, I think there's something that's extraordinary and discreet. If you don't care about what other people think, if you have like internal validation, you can afford yourself to be discreet and extraordinary at the same time. Because you don't care what other people think, so you don't have to show what you're doing. You don't have to get other people's approval. But also, you can be extraordinary, because extraordinary is really just being ideal, being idealistic, really. That you are devoted to what matters to you, and you don't care about all the other things that we spend a lot of time on that don't really matter, that are just about other people in a bad sense. So if there is a stoic value, that you focus on what's inside and not care so much about external things that you can't control, you can really focus on what's ideal and go for that. That's what I'm trying to do with Atelier. Trying to create something ideal, something I can be proud of, if it works or not. I'm going to try to do my best. And then, with that said, let's go on to talk about the lineup, the 5 products, the 5 garments that we're going to do for Atelier. So there are 5 garments. It's a coat, it's a tepper jacket, a tailored jacket, tailored trousers, and a piece of knitwear. So for each garment, we have found a material that, for right now, it's an approximation, but this is what we want to do in the future. And we have written down what the garment is about, what's the purpose of the garment. So the first garment is a coat. We want that to be a statement piece based on the fabric. We want to have a voluminous coat. There's something amazing about a big garment that just falls very heavily. So a big coat that falls very nicely. The tepper jacket is about where the town and country meet, the countryside and walking around the city. Then there's a tailored jacket. What is a beautiful tailoring jacket? That's what we're trying to find out and try to improve upon. And then the tailored trousers. Here it's a light cashmere. If you have the highest level of craftsmanship, the level of fabric should be equally high. The final garment in Atelier is a piece of knitwear. Here my mother knits a sample in cashmere that we're going to be based off on. And again, we want it to be a statement piece based on the fabric. There's a weight to the fabric that's important, that it has to fall in the right way. Not only is it soft and nice and it's made by hand, but it should also fall in the right way. It should be a bespoke piece of knitwear, so made for your measurements, and it should be a statement piece. So I'm very much looking forward to going through each of these garments and with the creative director do mood boards. And then she'll do designs, and eventually we'll do prototypes and have the final garment ready so that a bespoke client can order exactly made for their measurements. It's exciting to be progressing with all these things. I couldn't have done this alone, and I'm very happy to have someone brilliant to help me. And I hope to work with equally brilliant artisans to have these garments created, and then find equally brilliant clients who would love to wear something bespoke and made for them based on our values and our aesthetic. That's this for this week on our aesthetic. Boom.